Looking outside this morning, we are very cold across the board. Port Aransas has fallen down to 32 degrees. They just hit freezing, I think just a little bit ago. Rockport 27 degrees this morning. Alice sitting at 24. That feels like temperature though is in the upper teens. So a little bit of a mixture of temperatures, but generally all in the 20s with the exception of Flower Bluff sitting at 35 degrees. And Benavides has fallen actually to 19 degrees this morning. But bottom line is it's still very, very cold outside. You're going to want to make sure that you're wearing a coat today, gloves, hats, scarves, anything to keep you warm. Now we're not going to stay as cold as long as we did yesterday. I expect that most of us should be above freezing, I think between 9 and 10 a.m. Now for Corpus Christi, I think this may be a little bit earlier if we don't actually fall down to where we expected for today's low temperature to be. But the main thing is that when we see us reach that freezing threshold, you'll notice that the wind chills are a lot closer to that than they were yesterday. So we'll get above freezing for our wind chills in the morning instead of in the afternoon, heating up to the 50s today thanks to lots of sunshine. Also thanks to our winds transitioning out of the east for the majority of the coastal bend. We'll see easterly winds. That is going to take away the main northerly component there, so we'll be able to heat up just a little bit more. Notice here that our dew points are going to increase by the time we get to Thursday. That's as our winds come out of the southeast, really building back in some of that moisture. But we've got a cold front that a lot of people are talking about, but for us it's going to knock down our dew points once again into Friday, even further into Saturday. Here's a look at this cold front right now. We've got a low on a Thursday that forms around the Oklahoma-Texas border. This is going to drop a cold front through the state of Texas here. That's going to make its way through the state of Texas. I think for us, it's going to enter around the nighttime. So in the evening here in Corpus Christi, 8 p.m. I think it's here, moves out probably later Thursday night or just early hours Friday morning. As it moves out, one thing you'll notice with these pressure lines here, that's high pressure building into the state. I have it getting even bigger, moving down. What that does is it reinforces the cold and dry air that we have coming into Corpus Christi. What that means for us is that we're going to be even colder on Saturday than we are on Friday. So we're getting rid of the freezing temperatures for a couple of days, but then on the weekend we near that freezing threshold again here in Corpus Christi. But good news, after today we'll be in the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday until of course we see that front. It knocks us down a little bit on Friday. But today you're going to want to make sure you're bundled up as you head outside. Definitely make sure your kids are dressed warmly too, because a bunch of them are heading back normal time for school today that they didn't have to do yesterday. So gloves, scarves, hats, anything to keep them warm throughout the day. You're probably going to still want a jacket in the afternoon. John Thomas, Barbie.